15 years ago today in Iraq, Purple Foxes lost 7 heroes to an enemy surface-to-air missile. Morphine 1-2 was shot down while conducting our core mission, casualty evacuation. I'm Eric Landblom with Leadership Developed. Today's bonus video, I want to pay tribute to these heroes and friends of mine that we lost on February 7th, 2007. You see, the Purple Foxes knew that our mission was dangerous. We knew that what we did was also important. We had to go into active battlefields to pull out the severely wounded and get them to a qualified life-saving facility. Our helicopter teams consisted of the leader, the aircraft commander. Then it had the co-pilot. Then you had the crew chief who sat in the right door gun. You had the assistant crew chief or the mechanic in the left door gun. Sometimes we even have a tail gun. Then there's those 2 corpsmen who did the medical stabilizing of each patient. We would fly during the day during combat situations in which we'd be provided with assistance of a Cobra gunship from our neighboring squadron. When the call came through radio messages to higher headquarters and was submitted to us or submitted to our squadron, the bell would ring. This bell had everyone on high alert. Whenever it went off, everyone ran to the flight line. It was our responsibility to be, as pilots, as maintainers, as support people, to all be available to make sure that one of our aircraft will safely start up and proceed to the event. It was everyone's responsibility. We all contributed to that success. After they launch, after they take off from our airport to go to the situation at hand, we go back and we sit and we wait. We listen to the radios. We monitor the situations to be able to provide assistance as needed. This aircrew, Morphine 1-2, was a crew of 7 people. The leader of this crew was Jen Harris. She was my peer. She was also my leader. She gave me confidence as I struggled to be a flight leader. She was able to help me overcome my challenges, which was either myself, which is always myself. She was able to help me overcome the challenges of just getting over myself. She was a confidant in which she could help me think of things I can do for my wife, Wendy. She was there to listen to my struggles. She was also there to give me confidence in that I was a good pilot. And she did that for everyone. Jared Landecker was an up-and-coming pilot. As a lieutenant, he was able to make aircraft commander and be able to lead his own aircraft team. One of my joys that I had with Jared was we were able to fly our 2 aircraft up to the north to take our enlisted and let them go shoot their guns on the range. He had a great personality that attracted confidence to him. He knew his stuff. He was good. He learned fast, and he didn't take anything personally. And I appreciated Jared to be able to keep going, keep charging, and be good, because he was a leader amongst his peers. Travis Pfister, Sergeant Travis Pfister was the tail gunner. He was the senior crew chief. He was the guy I grew up with as a young pilot. He and I did some amazing things troubleshooting aircraft. Sometimes we would amaze ourselves with discoveries and solutions that we could come up with. He was everyone's friend. Everyone in the maintenance department loved him because they knew they could trust him, count on him to work with them to find solutions and just be successful. James Terrierina was just fresh from being the learning student to being a leader. He was the right side door gunner. He had this quiet ability about him, but man, he knew his stuff. He could troubleshoot an aircraft with me and have a smile on his face. No matter how hard we were pushing to get every aircraft up and running, he would keep up with me. He was winning over his subordinates by his ability to talk to them and train them. Corporal Saba was on the left door gun. He was on loan to us from HMM 262 Flying Tigers, one of our sister squadrons there in Iraq. He wanted to have that experience to fly into a battlefield and be part of that life-saving chain. Corporal Saba's home unit was living in Okinawa, Japan. And when he flew with us, he became a Purple Fox. When I went out to Japan to be a director of operations, I went to his squadron to pay tribute for his sacrifice, for being part of our Purple Fox team. They honor him still. His cranial still hangs in that flight line shop and honored and taught to the new crew chiefs, the new mechanics, of the sacrifice he made. HM1 Manharis was the leader of our corpsmen. He had approximately 20 men and women that worked for him in providing medical support in the back of our aircraft. Through his leadership, he was able to take these 20 Navy corpsmen and align themselves with the Purple Fox's way of doing things. He was able to contribute into our planning process. He was able to contribute into our success. Because of his leadership, our casualty evacuation team did phenomenal work during our times in Iraq. HM3 Ruiz was a brand new petty officer. He was about to step forward into being in that first leadership role for those corpsmen. Having the energy, the excitement of wanting to learn more and do better, he was able to provide leadership by example to the other corpsmen. His ability to buy into the Purple Fox way of life helped us be able to have a cohesive team. He was out there with us as we were in harm's way. He was out there with us when we were trying to just get aircrafts working. He was out there with us every step of the way to fix and fly aircraft. Morphine 1-2's crew paid the ultimate sacrifice. After they were able to deliver the severely wounded to the combat surgical hospital, on their way home, they were shot down by a surface-to-air missile. The only reason that us Purple Foxes were able to know that this was enemy action was 6 hours later, a video emerged in which it showed Morphine 1-2 flying towards the ambush site. My love for the men and women in Morphine 1-2 will never die. It's been 15 years and I still feel it today. Those people were part of my life and I hope I was part of their life. I honor them like every other Purple Fox honors them. There was nothing that they did incorrectly. They did everything right. There is no regrets that I hold on my side. I know I led my people correctly. I just don't know how to share. I don't know how to share what losing them has done to us. Not only, yes, it destroys us at first, but then it also builds us up. Jen was first to tell us during our second and third tours in Iraq that don't think that this is the same thing. Always keep in your mind that something different is going to happen. And she was right. It wasn't the same thing. It wasn't complacency. It was just the battlefield. These heroes contributed to my success as a growing leader. These heroes were part of my life as a growing leader. Not just in military, but in our civilian life. When we hang out, we got to talk about some serious things. And we were able to do it openly, without fear, without regret. We were able to help build each other up to be more successful. We had our disagreements, but we had our resolutions. We had our moments of jackassery and our moments of laughter. And we will always remember them for their greatness. Not for what happened, but for the things that they did prior that contributed to the success of not just a military organization, but to the lives of over 300 people. I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. Thank you for joining me on this video. Please share this with other people that might have known the Purple Foxes, Morphine 1-2, these great heroes, and help share their story of what greatness these people are. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.